Pattaya used to be the destination, the party capital of Southeast Asia, where dreams came true and wallets emptied, a city that never slept, never judged, and always delivered. But something's changed. Something fundamental. Walk down Walking Street today and you'll see something shocking. Empty bars, closed clubs, desperate promoters trying to drag anyone inside. The energy is gone, the magic is dead, and before you say COVID killed it, let me stop you right there. COVID was 3 years ago. Other cities bounced back. Pattaya didn't, because Pattaya's problems run much, much deeper than a pandemic. Today, we're talking about the real reasons Pattaya is dying. Not the surface-level stuff everyone talks about. The real reasons. The uncomfortable truths that nobody in the tourism industry wants to admit. This is going to be controversial. This is going to make people angry. But it needs to be said. Let's dive in. To understand why Pattaya is dying, you need to understand what Pattaya was. Back in the day, Pattaya was legendary. We're talking 1990s through early 2010s. This was the place. Cheap beer, beautiful beaches, nightlife that was absolutely wild. And yes, the obvious, it was a sex tourism capital. Everyone knew it. Nobody pretended otherwise. But here's what people forget. Pattaya had character. The bars had personality. The bar girls knew regulars by name. There was a sense of community, as weird as that sounds. Expats built lives there. Retirees found paradise. Young guys had adventures they'd tell stories about for decades. Was it seedy? Absolutely. Was it exploitative? Often, but it was alive. Fast forward to 2025, and Pattaya is a corpse being propped up by Russian tourists and Indian families who don't even know what the city used to be. Let me paint you the current picture. Walking Street, the famous nightlife strip, is maybe 40% occupied. Bars that used to be packed are empty. The girls sit on their phones looking bored. Music plays to nobody. Promoters practically beg you to come inside. Beach Road is lined with closed businesses. For rent signs in English, Russian, and Chinese. The beachfront hotels that used to be full are advertising 50% off, and they're still empty. The Russian area near Pratumnak is thriving, but it's not Pattaya anymore. It's Little Moscow, Russian restaurants, Russian nightclubs, Russian everything. The Thais are just staff. Yomtien is turning into an Indian family resort area. Hotels are converting to cater to large family groups. The beach is packed with Indians taking selfies, which is fine, but it's not what Pattaya was built for. And the Chinese? They come in bus tours, hit a few photo spots, buy nothing, and leave. They contribute almost nothing to the local economy. So what happened? How did Pattaya go from the destination to a dying city that can't figure out what it wants to be? Let me break it down. I'm going to lay out the 4 main reasons Pattaya is collapsing, and trust me, they're all connected. Here's something nobody wants to admit. Pattaya was built on sex tourism. That was its foundation, its identity, its economic engine, and for decades, it worked. Guys would come for a week, spend thousands of dollars, go home, tell their friends, and those friends would come. It was a self-perpetuating money machine. But then, Thailand got embarrassed. The government decided they wanted quality tourists. They wanted families. They wanted cultural tourism. They wanted to be taken seriously, so they started cracking down. Not completely, because they still wanted the money. Just enough to make things difficult. Bars got hit with regulations. Closing times got stricter. Enforcement got random and aggressive. Visa rules got harder for single men. The message was clear. We want your money, but we're ashamed of you. And you know what happened? The guys stopped coming. Why would you fly to Thailand, spend thousands of dollars just to be treated like a criminal? Why deal with the hassle when you can go to the Philippines, Cambodia, or even Colombia, where they're happy to have you? Pattaya killed its core customer base and tried to replace them with families and cultural tourists. But here's the problem. Families don't go to Pattaya. Why would they? The city's entire infrastructure is built around nightlife and bars. There's nothing for kids. The beaches are mediocre. The culture is non-existent. It's like turning a strip club into a Chuck E. Cheese and wondering why nobody comes. Pattaya got expensive, ridiculously expensive. The same beer that cost 60 baht in 2015 now costs 150 baht. Hotel rooms doubled or tripled in price. Bar fines went up. Food prices skyrocketed. And the quality, it went down. You're paying more for less. The hotels are older and shabbier. The food is worse. The service is more surly. The whole city feels like it's trying to squeeze every last baht out of you before you figure out you're getting ripped off. I talked to a British guy named Dave who's been going to Pattaya since 2005. He said in 2005, I could have an amazing week for £1,000. Now, that doesn't even cover the hotel and bar tabs, and it's not even fun anymore. Meanwhile, you can go to Vietnam and get better quality for half the price. You can go to Bali and get luxury for what Pattaya charges for mid-range. You can go to Philippines and get beaches that actually look like the brochure photos. Pattaya priced itself into irrelevance. And here's the kicker. The money isn't even going to locals anymore. It's going to Russian bar owners, Chinese hotel owners, and Indian restaurant chains. The economic benefit that used to support Thai people is evaporating. Pattaya's customer base is literally dying. I mean this, literally. The core group that built Pattaya was Western men aged 50 to 70, retirees, divorced guys, men with pensions who could afford to spend months in Thailand. Those guys are now 70 to 90 years old. Many have died. Many are too old to travel. Many can't afford it anymore because the exchange rates changed and their pensions didn't keep up with Pattaya's inflation. And they're not being replaced. Young Western guys don't want Pattaya. It's gross to them. It's dated. It's full of old men. The whole vibe is wrong. They'd rather go to Bali, Medellin, or stay in Bangkok where things feel more modern and less desperate. Digital nomads avoid Pattaya like the plague. Why would they base themselves in a sex tourism city when they can go literally anywhere else with better internet, better cafes, and less stigma? So Pattaya lost its core demographic and can't attract new ones. Instead, it's trying to survive on Russian tourists who only spend money in Russian establishments, Chinese tour groups who spend almost nothing, and Indian families who aren't spending bar money. It's like a restaurant that specialized in steaks trying to survive by serving vegetarian Indian food. The kitchen isn't set up for it, the staff doesn't know how to do it, and the customers who want that food go to actual Indian restaurants, not a converted steakhouse. Pattaya's infrastructure is falling apart, and nobody's fixing it. The roads are a disaster, potholes everywhere, flooding every rainy season, traffic that makes Bangkok look organized. The beaches are polluted. Jomtien Beach used to be beautiful. Now, the water is murky. There's trash. The sand is dirty. Why would anyone choose Pattaya's beaches when you can go to the islands and get actual nice beaches? The sewage system can't handle the city. When it rains, you're literally walking through sewage-contaminated floodwater. The electricity infrastructure is overloaded. Blackouts are common. My air conditioner died in my hotel room and they said, "Yeah, that happens. We'll send someone tomorrow." And the crime? It's getting worse. Bag snatches, phone thefts, scams everywhere, drug dealers harassing tourists, ladyboys groping men and stealing wallets. The police don't care because the real money comes from shaking down bar owners, not protecting tourists. I witnessed 3 separate scam attempts in one day: jet ski scams, taxi meter scams, bar bill scams where they add drinks you didn't order. The whole city feels unsafe and unloved. Nobody's investing in Pattaya's future because nobody believes it has a future. Let's talk about who's actually in Pattaya now because it's not who you think. The Russians. After the Ukraine war, Russians flooded into Pattaya. They can't go home, they can't go to Europe, so they're in Thailand indefinitely, and they've completely taken over sections of the city. Pratumnak Hill is basically Russia. Russian restaurants with menus only in Russian, Russian nightclubs playing Russian music, Russian real estate agents selling to Russians. I tried to go to a bar there and was literally told, "This is Russian bar. Maybe you go somewhere else." In Thailand, the Russians spend money, but only with each other. They've created a parallel economy that doesn't benefit Thais at all. And culturally, they don't integrate. They don't smile. They don't learn Thai. They don't tip. They treat Thai staff like servants. Thai locals hate this. But the Thai government doesn't care because Russians are filling hotel rooms that would otherwise be empty. The Indians. The Indian family tourism boom has completely changed Jomtien and parts of North Pattaya. Hotels are converting to cater to Indian families. Halal food, vegetarian options, family-friendly entertainment, which is fine. But it's not what Pattaya was designed for, and there's cultural friction. Indians want different things. They haggle aggressively, they travel in large groups that overwhelm small businesses, they have different cleanliness standards that clash with Thai and Western expectations. I'm not trying to stereotype, I'm reporting what I observed and what Thai business owners told me. One hotel owner said, "Indian families book a room for 4 people, then 10 people show up. They cook in the room, they leave it destroyed, and they complain about everything." Again, this is about cultural differences and mismatched expectations. Pattaya wasn't built for this market, and it's struggling to adapt. The Chinese tour groups hit Pattaya for maybe 4 hours as part of a Thailand circuit. They roll up in buses, take photos at a few spots, eat lunch at a Chinese-owned restaurant, buy nothing, and leave. They contribute nothing to the local economy. The tour companies are Chinese-owned. The restaurants are Chinese-owned. Even the tour guides are Chinese. Pattaya is literally just a photo backdrop for Chinese tourists, not an actual destination. The ghosts of Pattaya passed. And then there are the old-timers, the Western expats who've been in Pattaya for 10, 20, even 30 years. They're bitter. They're angry. They sit in the same bars complaining about how Pattaya is finished. They talk about the good old days. They watch their favorite bars close one by one. Some can't afford to leave because they spent all their money in Pattaya. Some won't leave because they have Thai wives or girlfriends. Some just don't know where else to go. They're like the band playing on the Titanic, except they're drunk and yelling about how the iceberg wasn't this big in 2005. The death of Pattaya is affecting real people. Let me share some stories. Nam. Bar worker Nam is 32. She's worked in Pattaya bars since she was 21. She sends money home to her family in Isan. Her daughter is in school there. She told me, 10 years ago I make maybe 50,000 baht per month. Easy. Now, maybe 20,000, and some months even less. The customers don't come anymore. The ones who come are cheap. Russian men don't pay. Indian men don't understand the system. Chinese men just want photos. She's thinking about going to Bangkok or even overseas to work in a restaurant or factory. But she's in her 30s now with limited education. Her options are running out. Pattaya gave me life, she said. Now Pattaya is taking it away. Mike, bar owner. Mike is British. He invested his life savings into opening a bar on Soi Buakaw in 2019. Terrible timing. COVID hit. He survived by draining his savings. Reopened in 2022 expecting the boom to return. It didn't. I'm losing money every month, he told me. I can't sell the bar because nobody wants to buy a Pattaya bar right now. I can't close because I owe money to suppliers. I'm trapped. He works 15-hour days, serves maybe 20 customers total, and goes to bed knowing he's financially ruined. I should have opened in Vietnam, he said. Everyone told me Pattaya was finished. I didn't listen. Somchai, taxi driver. Somchai has driven a taxi in Pattaya for 18 years. He used to make good money driving tourists around, taking them to bars, restaurants, massage places. Now he sits for hours without customers. When he does get customers, they're using Bolt or Grab, which pays him barely anything. Before, I support my family, send my kids to good school, save money. Now, I can barely pay rent. My wife works in 7-Eleven. We struggle every day. He's thinking about moving back to his village and farming, even though he's 50 years old and hasn't farmed in decades. Pattaya is finished, he said. Everyone knows. Nobody says. These are real people whose lives are collapsing because Pattaya made bad decisions. So here's the big question. Can Pattaya be saved? Honestly, I don't think so. Not as what it was, but it could become something else. Here's what would need to happen. Option 1. Embrace what you are. Stop pretending to be a family destination. You're not, you never will be. Embrace being the party city. Make it safe. Make it clean. Regulate it properly. Let the bars operate freely. Welcome single men. Make the visa process easy for them. Amsterdam did this. They said, we're the city of red lights and cannabis. Deal with it. And it works. Tourists know what they're getting. The city makes money. Everyone's honest about it. But Thailand won't do this. They're too embarrassed. They want to be classy. Option 2. Complete reinvention. Tear it all down and start over. Turn Pattaya into a legitimate beach resort city. Invest billions in infrastructure. Build a world-class beach. Create actual attractions. Make it family-friendly for real. But this would take decades and enormous investment. And why would anyone invest in Pattaya when you could invest in Koh Samui, Phuket, or Krabi instead? Option 3. Let it die. This is probably what's going to happen. Pattaya will continue declining, more bars will close, more expats will leave, the city will become increasingly Russian and Chinese-owned, the character will disappear completely. Eventually, It'll be a second-tier city that nobody thinks about. A cautionary tale about what happens when you abandon your identity to chase respectability. What actually needs to happen if Pattaya wants even a chance at survival. Fix the infrastructure. Actually fix it. Roads, beaches, sewage, electricity. Make the city functional. Clean up the scams. Crack down hard. Make tourists feel safe, not like prey. Decide on an identity. Are you a party city or a family city? You can't be both. Reduce prices to match value. You're not Bali. You're not even Hua Hin. Price accordingly. Actually welcome tourists, not just their money. Make them feel valued. Will any of this happen? No, because it requires Thai government action, honest self-assessment, and long-term thinking, none of which are coming. So here's the truth. Pattaya is dying. The bars are closing. The tourists are leaving. The magic is gone. And nobody with the power to change it actually cares enough to try. Pattaya's death is a cautionary tale about what happens when you build an entire city on one thing, then decide you're ashamed of that thing and try to become something else without any plan or investment. It's sad, honestly. Because for all its problems, Pattaya gave a lot of people happiness. It gave Thai workers opportunities. It gave retirees a place to feel young again. It gave travelers stories they'd never forget. But it's over. If you want to see Pattaya before it completely transforms into something unrecognizable, go now. In 5 years, it'll either be entirely Russian and Chinese-owned or it'll be a ghost town. Either way, the Pattaya everyone talks about, that's already dead. Have you been to Pattaya recently? Am I wrong about this? Is there hope I'm not seeing? Let me know in the comments. And if this video opened your eyes to what's really happening in one of Thailand's most famous cities, smash that like button and subscribe for more honest travel content. Until next time, choose your destinations wisely.